Hi, it's K-Red, and welcome to this week's Peaceful Pattern. This week's Peaceful Pattern is called Mooka. It's an OG of Zentangle. Basically a foundational tangle that you will see all over the websites, all over Zentangle.com. Of course, it's on tanglepatterns.com, and I struggle with it. So join me today as I work through what I feel like everybody else thinks is an easy pattern, but I really struggle with it. So let's get started. So like I said, I struggle through this. I have a graveyard of tiles where I have started and ended this video numerous times. But this will be the take because I'm going to show it to you whether it's good or not. This is going to be it. You're going to see real life here. So hopefully it'll turn out where I'm not unhappy with it. But the first step is super easy. Actually, they all are super easy. But the first step is no different. We're going to go the bottom. We start here, and we're going to go straight up, around. We're going to come back on itself, and then back down. That's all there is. Normally, we would not stop. It is only because I am doing the step out that I'm stopping in between. Like I said, normally this is one continuous pen stroke, unless we're going to go and get fancy and do some of the differences. And I forgot to do it in red. But let's not undo it. So, as always, sometimes if I forget to do it in red, I'm just going to come back with my thicker pen and go over it in the red. And then once again, we are doing the same thing. From where we left off, we are going to go up, come back on itself, and then go back down. So there's some few little pencil marks to help me in the future. And all we do is these two steps over and over and over again to however much room you have in yours. So this does work being a little bit of a fatter start. So let's start with a nice fat one. And we're going to come up and around and stop. And then we're going to come up and around. And we're going to just keep doing that until we run out of rooms. And that is Mooka. That is the basics of it. So cute. So many variations. I can't even number them. But we're going to show you what my favorite one is right down here. So let's give myself a little bit of room. And we're going to go up and around, just like we did in step one. But the difference is for step two, we're going to go up outside of it and then back down. And notice I went behind it, just like we would anytime we are doing a aura where it goes over and behind, we go behind. So then we're going to come up here and we're going to do it again where we go down and we go back in. I only have room for a couple. I usually don't like to leave that open, so I will usually close mine off. And you get these great little sprays that can come out. They're really cute. So that is one variation for you. Start at a point, up and around. Now, all of these I've done with a pretty consistent, or attempted to be a pretty consistent end where we turned around. You will often see Rick and Maria do it where they go much wider and then back in. And you can even go back in on itself, just like this. Until you're out of room. And it could be a completely enclosed shape. So if that fits your art, you can do it where it's nice and enclosed like that. So let's see about a little bit of shading. Now for this one, I would always shade. Let me get a better shading pencil than that one. That's a pretty fine, hard point for shading. I prefer a softer lead if I'm going to shade. And I would want my shading, my pencil marks, to be where it goes over and under each other. And I usually like it down on the bottom. So now we are talking the same thing here. So I'm going to want shading where it goes behind each other. I like it down at the bottom. I'm just going to use what is left over on my blending tool. But I also like it with just a little bit, especially if I've tried to make these a little bit fatter and play off that a little bit by putting some shade on the petal. Now you could shade behind it. I always think a little shading behind is wonderful. I'm going to do it with just my tortillon, just my blending stick here, so that I have a little bit of shade behind. Always gives my card a little bit of flavor. And then on this, for these, I'm just doing the bottom of each one. Because they didn't cross over anywhere, you could do it how you want it. You could do it at the top edge here, or you could do it down at the bottom. I think on that one, we're just going to do it down on the bottom. A little bit more on the bottom of that one. And there, we made it through a card without me giving up. That's exciting for me. I've had quite a few little graveyards on these, quite a few little tries to get Mooka down to where I felt like I was at least showing you a little bit. Play with this. You will have so much fun. Spend a second on Google, put in Zentangle Mooka, and you will have a whole lot of ideas. It is Mooka. It is a Zentangle original. And of course, it can be found on tanglepatterns.com. If I could spell. But it also can be found on zentangle.com. And that's it. Thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for getting through this with me. Hopefully I gave you a little bit of an explanation that helped. I'm really glad you're here with me. Let's stay safe. Come back next Wednesday. We'll have a new peaceful pattern. And hopefully I'm working on a bigger project. I'll have something fun to also show you soon. Take care. Be safe. We'll see you next week.